wrists over there.
Okay, camera person.
Proof that you're here.
Those are my legs, but that's all you get.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You have to prove that you're giving a speech?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an online class.
Okay.
Go, ma'am.
You go.
Okay, so hey guys, I am talking to you guys today about The Sopranos. Was a TV show that aired on HBO from 1999 until 2007, and it was very much based on the mafia. It was about the mob, and there was a character, the lead character of the show. His name was Tony Soprano, and he was kind of like an influential TV character throughout history, like the history of different sitcoms and dramas and stuff. The show ended up being extremely successful. It won several awards. And so he played this character, like I said, named Tony Soprano, and was played by a man named James Gandolfini, who is the purpose of my speech today. The thing that was kind of cool about James Gandolfini is he played Tony Soprano, but he was in reality the polar opposite of his character. And he played the part so incredibly well, and he was such a talented actor that most people actually don't know that he wasn't like the character that he played. Most people thought that he was just as much of a badass as he was on the show. So, sadly, James Gandolfini passed away in 2013. He had a massive heart attack while he was on vacation in Italy, and was flown back, and he was buried in New Jersey, which is where he was from. But like I said, he was really quite an amazing actor, but more than that, what a lot of people don't know is that he was also really amazing as a person. His colleagues speak really, really highly of him. People magazine did a little piece on him, and you hear so many things about so many celebrities and that pass away, and it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot that they did with their lives other than they were famous and they made a lot of money. But even like Mr. Gandolfini, like I guess when John Travolta's son died, James Gandolfini didn't really know him all that well, but still, for whatever reason, was over at his house and like wouldn't leave. And he was telling the story like on a little article. It was kind of funny to kind of hear that. It sort of brings it back down to reality. So he really wasn't fond of his success. He didn't feel like he was a successful person, and he didn't. He was very down to earth, and according to a lot of his co-stars, just somebody that would literally do anything for anyone. So there's another article in the New York Times, and that quoted him saying that one of his co-stars quoted saying that he was 100% genuine and always concerned with other people. And what's really interesting about Mr. Gandolfini is once The Sopranos was done airing, he did a documentary about the veterans of the Iraqi War, and it just was something that was near and dear to his heart, I guess. And so one of the things that he did was he actually flew to Iraq and spent like a lot of time with the soldiers in Iraq, and he went with them wherever he was permitted to go. I don't believe he did anything too crazy, but he literally, like, the fatigues and the whole nine. And I just thought that was kind of crazy, because here's this person that makes all this money and was so successful, and the show's done, and he could probably move on with his life now, make millions of dollars, and he already made millions of dollars, and here he is going to Iraq, like, because he wants to find out about what goes on. And one of the documentaries that they did about him after his death tells about the story of how during one of the interviews with one of the soldiers, he actually started crying and just hugged the guy and just was totally moved by it. And the thing that really showed that his popularity, not just popularity, but that he just had so much love for him, was unfortunately not until he died, and that was his funeral. It was just massive. It was standing room only, and Edie Falco, who played his wife on the series, was quoted saying, this was not a funeral for someone who was famous. This was a funeral for someone who was loved, because that's kind of just how everyone saw him, was just like as the guy next door. And I just thought it was important to talk about. We're going to talk about a tribute. As you can tell, he was genuinely good, talented, and cherished. And if any celebrity deserves to have tribute paid, it's him.